then you're never going to be on ever again. Okay. I don't remember where I folded the page over. I'm talking about the church.
It's kind of small for me, but I think I can make it.
Yeah, it's small for me too.
May have to squint even more.
Are you riding with me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool. My navigator.
I folded that page over. Yeah.
You probably shouldn't have presented that second glass of Jameson because I kind of felt it. I kind of feel it a little bit. I should have just left it at one. I should have left it at one.
Oh, that's beautiful. So I haven't read that yet.
But I wanted to taste the difference. I like the good drugs better.
Okay, what did I have last night?
You had the good one.
Okay.
Got more of a...
Who had the juice?
I did.
Tony?
Tony.
I love this part here. You've read this many times, haven't you?
Definitely has a more of a vanilla. Yeah. Something. It's kind of a... It's got a good flavor.
How you doing, Jerry?
I think that 12-year old.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for
12-year thing.
taking good care of us on.
Oh, absolutely.
You ever get a chance?
I think we read this last time, but we'll, let me see. Maybe.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, there.
Here we go. Okay, we're going live, guys. Okay. Oh, we're already on live. I didn't know we went live. Hey, guys. Hey, this is very boring, wasn't it? Hi, Tona. Hey, Benny. You remember this guy right here, Benny?
Good morning.
Benny Petrie, member of your...
Benny!
That's Grady Dyke, you guys. He's one of our rookie members of our... he's just learning how to ride a motorcycle. How many miles do you think you've ridden in your lifetime on a motorcycle? More than 200 miles? I could see if you were a tire, you would have been many retreads. Would you say
Let's
quarter
just
of a
say I
million
had
or more?
hair when I started.
Hey man, so Benny, you guys, yeah, go
I
ahead.
traded my first car for a motorcycle in 1973. First car, I wanted a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Traded my first car, got a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then that's your only transportation.
That was it.
That's just so cool. That says it all right there. Jean Prejean, why are you watching us live when you're right there?
I wanted to play a trick.
There's the star of the show right here, Dennis and Jerry Cohn. We're going to be doing a lot of shoots with them today. And there's Tony.
Good morning.
We had to have one good-looking guy on the show, right? Don't you think? So we're still looking for one. If you can find one, let us know. And but we're actually reading from the Catechism, and we're going to have our guest rock star here.
Yeah.
So I think we read this yesterday, but let's do it again. We're reading the Apostles' Creed, right? The Catholic Catechism, and Grady Dyke is going to read, and anything that comes to your mind while you're reading, or comes to my mind, we'll just talk about. Kevin Sackett, good morning. Local bank president and great photographer.
Okay, this is from 769. Speaking
Oh, we should tell them we're coming from Asheville, North Carolina, and yesterday we rode the Tail of the Dragon.
Twice.
One of the most beautiful and deadliest 318 switchbacks, yeah.
11 miles.
We did 22. We did twice. Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
Gary.
here we go.
So you did 600.
The church will receive its perfection only in the glory of heaven, at the time of Christ's glorious return. Until that day, the church progresses on her pilgrimage amidst this world's persecution and God's consolations.
That's beautiful. So there's a verse I think might even say a little bit later. The church has always is never without trials, but beautiful and God's consolations. Pilgrimage. This whole world, we're in exile in this planet, right? While we're here, and we've been on a pilgrimage.
Yes,
on this ride.
absolutely.
You've ridden over 2,000 miles on this ride.
Closer to 3 now, 2,700.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so it's not without its trials.
New Jersey, the biggest.
The biggest trial for Grady was what? What was the biggest problem on this whole ride?
New Jersey.
But what was it
I
about New
shouldn't say.
Jersey?
We might
What was
have
it
some
about New Jersey?
One thing, the pumping of the gas.
That's the only
Yeah.
thing. We love New Jersey. It's just that the pumping, they have to pump your gas for you there. So we go in and pull up. We give them our credit cards, and they go, "You can't. You gotta. We gotta give us your credit card so we can do this with it." and then you have to pump your own gas because you're on a bike. So no respect for us in any
No
way.
respect at all.
But we're on a pilgrimage. But on this ride, would you say you've had consolation from the Lord?
All constant.
Yeah.
You know, we had Mass last night. Father said Mass for us. We're late,
I didn't get a text until this morning. All of a sudden, I got 50 texts this morning.
but everybody was absolutely exhausted, and you know, Father said Mass for us, and it just refreshed us, just gave us exactly what we needed at the end of the day.
Okay. So even though we have our persecutions and our trials, oh man, the consolation, from the Holy Spirit.
And I think we have to remember this. Too oftentimes Christians talk about the church as if it's already the church triumphant. And we know that the church militant, we are the church militant here on earth. You have the church suffering in purgatory. And you have the church triumphant, the saints in heaven, those who've already attained the beatific vision. And so many Christians want to have this health and wealth gospel, this let's have it all right now. But the church is reminding us here that we're the church militant. We're in a battle. We're here on earth, and we're going to have our persecutions and our trials. God will console us in that. But this is our state in the mystical body in the communion of saints. Right now, we're the church militant. We're at war. We need to live like we're at war.
Here's the thing, too, Greg. It just seems to me that getting close to here, not that close, no. It just seems to me that we actually like the fight.
Well,
Grading. I mean, like on this ride with the adversity we've had, we actually kind of like it. Instead of saying, "Oh, woe is me," we're meant to be champions, and it brings out the best in us when we have adversity.
I'll tell you something. When I was riding
worse.
from Texas, the weather was beautiful, the traffic was nice, it was gorgeous, and I said, something's not right. I said, we need that challenge. It's going to get, I knew it was going to get difficult. And then when we got north and that rain hit, it was 50 degrees and cold rain, I said, now I know we're going into the battle.
But there's, my thought yesterday was, I'm going to turn it to me for a second because maybe we can use this on the show. Well, yesterday I was thinking, oh, we're the church in exile. Oh, we're being persecuted. Woe is me. And I thought, I don't have that feeling at all. I have the feeling of we are more than conquerors. We love being warriors. We rise to the occasion. There's something in men that want to be that champion, that want to have adversity, that you don't go out looking for it, but when it finds you, it's not, oh, poor me. It's like, this is what I was meant to do. I was meant to wage battle like this. As a man, this is what I'm meant to be. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
I'm not saying it right. You say it
No,
better.
it does say right. I think I watch a lot of World War II stuff, and I'm a Marine, and I think about those Marines that went toward that beach. They knew what was at that beach. There was mortar rounds, there was artillery. They're going right into machine gun fire. But the only way they were going to be victorious was to look straight forward and to keep going into that gunfire, because if they stop or they hunker down on the beach, they're going to get slaughtered.
Wow.
If we hunker down on the beach and take the defensive position, we ain't going to make
over.
it. We've got to be on the offensive if we're going to win this battle. And some of us are going to die. Some of us are going to get wounded. But you just keep going.
And the thing about it, it's like there's something in us that instinctually rises to the occasion. We had a member of the crew that really couldn't make it. He lasted just a few days because he wanted it to be nice and easy. But everyone else on the crew, they just, the new photographers that came yesterday, they're just like, this is awesome. It's really hard. We love it, But I'll tell you what, it's the same thing, like similar to what you said, surfing big surf. You're out there and it's 18 to 20 foot. And Dennis is sitting over here, he knows very well. When the surf gets really big, Grady, you know what you have to do? You don't turn towards the beach, you have to paddle out. The idea is to get over each, there's a wave. Say it's an 18 to 20 foot face, and it's a sneaker set. You don't know it's coming. You got to paddle out, get over that one, and your board goes up and maybe just slaps down the other side. But the next wave is going to be bigger, and the next one after that is bigger, and the next one after that is bigger, and then they get smaller. So your instinct is to run to the beach, but you have to paddle out into the deep in order to overcome. And that's what God's calling us to do, and that's why we read this. That's the deep. This catechism is paddling out into the deep. Go ahead.
That's that balance between prudence. Do I really want to do this? Is this safe for me?
Yeah.
And fortitude, courage.
Right.
This is my mission.
Amen.
I've got to find that balance between prudence and fortitude. To have, is this what I want to do? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because maybe it's not.
Yeah, instinctually,
Maybe
you've got
it's
the
not.
drive to do it, but is it God's will?
Right.
And then here's where prudence comes in. Prudence is the charioteer of the virtues. Prudence is the charioteer of the virtues. But, you know, the four cardinal virtues: justice, self-mastery, prudence, and fortitude. But those are the classic ones of Socrates and Aristotle, and the church recognizes them. You see them in the Book of Wisdom. But Paul also added three more: the theological virtues of faith, hope, and love. So in the midst of battle, of fortitude and prudence, but sometimes God just says, yeah, it's not prudent to do this, but it's my will for you to do this. And that's when you walk on water.
Yeah. But you also have to know.
You have to know it's the Lord.
If you go charging into, and I've done this, if
Me
you
too,
go charging into something and it's not what he wants, and it's your will, it's your pride,
Right.
you're going to fail. You're going to get slaughtered on the beach.
Yeah, and so that's where the difference between faith and presumption.
Correct. Absolutely.
I'm going to do this. I feel like, I see that foolishness in me too. But now I've learned as I think, okay, I'm supposed to go here, and I'll see a brick wall. I'm not going to get through it. Kind of like that in Back to the Future when he drives that car right through it. But so you begin your process of moving out in faith, and then God directs your path. He may say yes, he may say no, he may say yes, but not quite yet, or yes, but not with that person, yes, but not with that group of people, yes, but not with those resources or whatever. But it would be imprudent for me, for example, to, I don't know, won't give an example, it's prudent for me to do a certain mission, except for I know it's the Lord's will. And as I'm on my way, the Lord gives me the ticket. Here's the ticket for this obstacle. Here's the ticket for that obstacle. When we were on this mission, and we had a challenge with one of our cast members, we needed to replace him, the Lord super abundantly provided. He gave us two. Instead of the one that was there, we now have two. And while we were riding, I was pulling up next to the car, and they were dialing in, getting help. But what happened when that happened is I talked to one of the guys who's in charge of the crew, our film crew. He goes, oh man, I can't believe that happened. What do we, and I go, this is where the fun starts. This is where the fun starts, because we know we're on God's mission, and God provided, right?
Absolutely.
And He provided two wonderful people with great attitudes.
He wanted somebody different.
So it's when the challenge, it's at the detour, really, when there's a brick wall in front of you, but you know you're on God's mission, not being presumptuous, but moving in faith. That's when you get to see the Holy Spirit work, and that's when you know, like at Gideon's army, he said, there's too many people here to fight this battle. Get rid of more, get rid of more, get rid of more, because people are going to think they want it themselves. This man here, Grady, he is going to be a priest, and he has faced insurmountable obstacles, except for by God's grace. Deacon Robbie, his temporary deacon, young man in the Philippines, lost his mother, and lost his house within a month after that. Talk to him if you're from. You've been to the Philippines.
Yeah, I was in the Philippines during Mr. Marcos's reign. Yeah, back in the mid-'70s, I was in Subic when he had the big Navy base there.
We got some champions here. Why don't you finish this line?
Okay.
The rest of that paragraph.
Here below, she knows, meaning the church, here below she knows that she is in exile far from the Lord, and longs for the full coming of the kingdom, when she will be united in glory with her King. Viva Cristo Rey.
Viva Cristo Rey.
The
Amen.
church, and through her the world, will not be perfected in glory without great trials. Only then will all the just, from the time of Adam, from Abel the just one, to the last of the elect, will be gathered together in the universal church in the Father's presence. So church militant and church suffering will be united with the church triumphant, and will all be one.
And the church triumphant in heaven.
In heaven.
And we got some new members of our church triumphant. My brother-in-law Scott Ranke passed away about 10 days ago, and what a wonderful, beautiful man. And he championed his way into heaven, just loving up people and touching so many people, and that's our hope. is the beatific vision.
Can I say one thing about EWTN?
Yeah, look in here, get closer.
Hi. I want to say, if you're out there listening and you can support EWTN, she is the voice crying out in the desert. I think of John the Baptist when I think EWTN. She's the only one out there on global network that's telling us what's really going on in our world, and we need to keep that voice alive because there are people who want to silence that voice. So do what you can in your prayers and support to EWTN, and through Mother Angelica's mission, how God has used her to do this, do everything you can for EWTN.
What also? Oh, and you know what they should do, Grady? They should have a motorcycle show on that network.
That would be the bomb. That would be.
I heard a rumor that there was going to be one. When is it supposed to start? June 4th?
It's supposed to start June the 4th. This coming June the 4th, yeah.
On EWTN, Long Ride Home. We're shooting season 2. Hoping you guys will like season 1. Okay, love you guys. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Viva Cristo Rey.
Viva Cristo Rey.
Aloha. Ahuiho. God bless. Oops, talk to you tomorrow.